excited to be here today, still on Northwood University's campus, still doing this podcast series. And today we're welcoming in Elgie Bright, who is the professor and industry chair of the Automotive Department at Northwood. I think I've been most excited for this particular session because you have something super cool that you can offer to our students. So I want to sort of just jump right in of like, so our school is proud to partner with you guys for an early middle college program. So can we first just talk about what does it even mean to do early middle college and what does that look like in your program?
Thanks, Amy. It's a pleasure to be here. We certainly are looking forward to the partnership. For us, it looks like almost like athletics. It looks like reaching down to young people that are in high school and introducing them to, I'm just going to be really biased here, what I think is the greatest career in the world, and that is to find their place in automotive. So to get an early look, to partner with us that we absolutely love the industry, both retail and corporate and all the different verticals, marketing, management, operations. So I think it's going to look like helping us out with automotive camp. I think it's going to look like just great curriculum, exciting curriculum. I think it's going to look like exposure to thought leaders and subject matter experts. And I think ultimately it's going to look like, people, wherever they choose to go, having really exciting careers.
I think that's awesome. You hit quite a few buzzwords that I'm hearing, and I want to know more. So I think a lot of times when we think about the automotive industry, we think of a factory job and working on a line. And this is so much more than that. That can 100% be one of the pathways that you choose, but there's so much more to it. So what else, when you think of automotive and everything that you're doing, what are you thinking of?
I'm thinking about my own career, and I worked at a dealership, and so all the different profit centers that are in a dealership, sales and service and parts, accessories, finance, insurance, but also the dealer themselves. So entrepreneurs, famous names in every community, not famous because they're celebrities, famous because they're the first ones to step in when something happens in that community. I'm a girl dad, so when my girls ran track in high school, it was the dealer that allowed them to come over and take pictures and posters around their track team. It's the dealer that steps in with the parades and proms. And so that's an entrepreneurial effort, but not only the dealer, it's also all those vendors and suppliers that are around retail automotive, the banks and insurance companies. When we go out to a big conference, and I had 35 students this year in a big storm in New Orleans, but 35 students getting to see all of the people looking for the dealer badge. How can I help you in marketing, digital marketing, management, consulting, your medical kits, your carpeting, your uniforms? All of those great companies that students would recognize are employers, but in this case, around the dealer. And then again, with my own career, moving from a dealership to General Motors and spent 22 wonderful years, but in the customer facing space. So you think about those plants and engineering and as you said, factory jobs, but there is also management and marketing jobs that work with the dealer. That's our sales network. And so in wonderful markets around the country, working in motorsports and distribution and as a sales and service rep, all kinds of exciting career paths that a student may not have even thought of because they only think of the factory.
Yes, and I love that. So with our partnership, we have two different pathways that students can do. The Associates of Arts degree in Aftermarket Management and the Associates of Arts degree in Automotive Marketing and Management. Talk me through like what's different between those two course, pathways, and why would I choose one over the other maybe?
Yeah, so I always look at it and ask the student what jazzes you up about automotive, and if they say parts, and that's just one trigger word that says that maybe the aftermarket. I just went to one of my students' wedding down in San Antonio, Texas, and she came through the retail program, but now working for the Automotive Parts Alliance. And so the distribution of parts, both OE parts and aftermarket parts, OE being Chevrolet put this on at the factory and now it's at the dealership. Those are OE parts. OE replacement parts are those same parts should something go wrong. But there's also aftermarket suppliers that make those same parts that give the dealer a good, better, best pricing strategy. There's also the independent aftermarket. We know them as the AutoZones and O'Reilly's and Mike's Service Center and different places, all of them needing parts to service all these vehicles that it's in my town, your town, these students' town. So if they're parts inclined, it's going to be probably the aftermarket. And if they're retail inclined, the dealer and everything around the dealer, it's probably going to be marketing and management. And again, there's a huge crossover there. If you're in marketing management, you can certainly look to the aftermarket for employment, and the same the other way around. If you're aftermarket, you can certainly look to the OEs for employment.
Awesome. So
Yeah.
talking about, and I think you'll probably get excited on this one. I've heard you have your own car show, and the students are a part of that. Talk to me about this car show because, like, I want to come attend the car show.
Oh man. Oh wow. So yeah, to get really jazzed is for me is to start talking about the Northwood University International Auto Show that is put on by our students. And I tell them all the time, I only have to do one thing right, and that thing is to select a general chair. And we have a great one this year, Katrina Ness. She puts together her board. We call it an e-board. They do all of the things from concept to execution. They have captains in the different booths. We get a chance to bring out hundreds and hundreds of vehicles, from new cars to concepts to classic cars. We get a chance to see a third of our campus involved. We see executives from all across the industry and other industries. It's good for the community, for our alumni. We as faculty, staff, and administration, we're cheerleaders, we'll do whatever. But these students have been doing this now. This will be the 62nd. And to watch them step into this and do this big event. And I've had the wonderful opportunity in my own career to do the new car shows that are in Detroit, Chicago, Cleveland. And here they are putting on one of the largest shows, working with the dealers to think those millions of dollars of assets that are being managed by students. And we get to talk to them as advisors and faculty members, but it's my favorite time of the year. So everybody out there in podcast land, we want to see you September 18th through the 21st on Northwood University's campus as Katrina Ness and her wonderful, wonderful team puts together what we think is not only the world's largest, but also the most exciting as these students get ready to absolutely blow the doors off of the automotive industry show.
That's awesome. So if you had to pick like one thing, like throughout those 3 days, like what's the coolest thing, your favorite thing? What's
My
like the must see? Gotta come do this.
Well, my favorite thing, and I'm a fan, and I teach this in class that everybody's a fan of something. So I'm a fan of Chevrolet. Come to the Chevrolet booth. Come to my friend Craig Lang from Garber Automotive. They supply our vehicles. Scott Dowdno, Dick Garber. But my favorite thing, Amy, is absolutely walking down the mall walk with somebody and seeing the students engaged, watching people's smiles on their faces, with all that's wrong in this world, to know that automotive can brighten their day for a second, maybe remembering when they bought their first car, or maybe remembering that first ride with parents, all the different things in car culture. But walking up and down the mall walk and the pathways and seeing students engage with the community is my absolute favorite. And I'll tell you, and I'm a big tough guy, but yeah, I might get misty a couple times when I run into alumni and they remember when, and it's just a special time.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I think hearing you say everything that you just said is the feeling I've gotten the whole time that we've been here. You
Yes.
can tell that Northwood is one big family.
Sure.
You can tell the faculty is 100% invested.
Yes.
The students are, they want to be here. There's a
Yeah.
drive, and there's something special. You guys have
Yeah.
something special going on here.
Hey, they're different, and I tell parents that all the time. I mean, I'm thankful for the accolades, and I own my wow. But hey, man, we get some good clay here, and when you get good clay, it's easy to put together a really nice model. These students are special. We like to believe that the Northwood ideal. I've heard the president talk about fresh air, and I love the fact that freedom and responsibility. The freedom that you have, and you can take that word and put it in a lot of different ways, but the freedom you have to both step in to earn success and also to make a mistake. Don't be afraid to make a mistake, because again, we're here with you. I mean, you can't break anything. I mean, again, we don't want any accidents with those vehicles, but I'm saying in terms of putting together this great show, and then just be responsible, and that's the care of these assets, and that's our social contract with these dealers that take these assets off their showroom for a weekend and entrust them to us at Northwood. We take that responsibility really seriously, so that word is big for us, and the students, I've seen them hold each other accountable. Boy, is that special. I remember how I was 18 to 22, and I thought, I look back at myself some 40 years ago. I got this gray hair, honestly, whatever's left, and know that these students are special. Yeah.
I think that's awesome. So
Yeah.
talk to me about, I know you have a high percentage of students in your program who have jobs before they even graduate,
Yeah.
and have impactful internships and are going on to do big things. Talk to me about the opportunities that students are afforded here when it comes to their careers and their after Northwood
Yeah.
time.
Like to brag a little bit. I mean, the private planes that come up here to get these students that pass thousands of other universities, great universities, wonderful students, but come here because they've had success in the real world. And that is, it's no longer a learning lab. When you go to Hendrick or Penske, now that's real money going to the bottom line, and that they see fit to have our students as employees, that they see fit to put students up for the summer in housing and do a 10-week internship, just tells me that we have something special here. But our students get the opportunity to do internships retail. They do a chance to do it corporately, to work for a General Motors or a Cox Automotive, Reynolds, great technology companies. And there's even always some special internships with some startup or some trainer consultant. Somebody just says, hey, give me a special student that can work with me for 10 weeks. I've got somebody right now looking for somebody with some business analytics. And of course, we've got students like that. Those are always special. But our students, if you do a great job in that internship, chances are that you're going to get a job offer. And our students seem to be pretty mobile, and we've got dealership groups coming from all over the country. Hendricks and Penske don't have dealerships in Michigan, and yet they look for our students also. Penske has moved back into Michigan. Their headquarters are here, but nothing like some of the really big dealer groups who also are looking for our students. So we just need more, and so this is a great partnership. And hoping that some students, choose to come to Northwood, and even those that don't. Hey, you know what? We're big on relationships. It's great that we got a chance to step into your education at whatever level that is, and that you'll always have a friend in Midland.
I love that. I want to say mic drop there, but I want to keep going. So we're not going to mic drop, but talk to me about, so I can see some of our students, maybe they live 6 hours from Midland.
Sure.
But they want to be a part of this.
Yep.
So I know that part of our early middle college is that all of the classes that they need are online. So talk me through, what does that look like, and what opportunities would they still have, though, to maybe come on campus if they wanted to, or be a part of the show, or those sort of things.
Yeah.
Speak to that for me.
I would say because of the partnership, I mean, I'm always looking to almost like billet families that if you can stay up here for the week, we have a great baseball team here and those young people, hockey team that Dick Arbor, families that have opened up their homes. The faculty and staff have been good about that. But if you want to stay the weekend, we're going to find a spot that you could be part of this, and we'll work just like those great companies with their internships and try to get you placed. But yes, they can be part of it, whether that's for a day or for the whole weekend. We look forward to those students being part of the auto show.
That's awesome. I
Yes.
love that.
Yeah.
What else? I feel like there's so much. Talk to me a little bit about you just got back from a cool trip.
Yes.
And I'm sure that's the first of many. So tell me about some of the other opportunities that seem to present themselves to not only you, but to some of the students.
Well, I want to tell the audience about two things. So I just got back from New Cars. That's our international opportunity in automotive, where we spend a week doing a simulation gamification activity that the students are not only immersed in an automotive world. You're making decisions on technology and marketing and management, but you're also getting to know your neighbor. And so it's not us against Germany, Sri Lanka against Denmark. You're 6 to 8 students on a team, and every host country does some amazing, amazing excursions inside and outside of automotive because we're big on entrepreneurship. So that's one opportunity. This past year it was in Sri Lanka. We've been to Stuttgart, Germany, Paris, France. We've hosted a couple of times. The other opportunity is a full tank automotive camp, which we invite everybody that if you're 14 to 18, you can be a part of the camp. But if you're 18 to 22, our college students, we ask them to work the camp, as counselors and chaperones as we go to different excursions. And this year, that's June 15th through the 20th, so generously sponsored by General Motors. And we had put 50 people in a bus, in a classroom. And we not only talk about and look at the great opportunities in automotive, but we also take them to the Automotive Hall of Fame and Google and an auction and a great baseball game with our own Great Lakes Loons here. But we just want to have some fun and exciting. So between the camp and New Cars, and then the rest of them were just conferences. Students find a big deal because they are the stars. All these employers trying to make a difference in the automotive industry look at these students and say, you know what I need from Northwood? I need talent. And you know what you have at Northwood? You have talent. And so if you connect with me on LinkedIn, you'll see some of the amazing opportunities. And I'm just head cheerleader for these students. Right now, I have a young lady, Hannah Wood, that's all over LinkedIn because she's so excited. She's going to Baltimore the second time, sponsored by amazing companies. And, she just is so thankful and grateful. And that's the one other thing. And Amy, I'll turn it back over to you because I know I can talk. But I believe in having an attitude of gratitude. When you get these wonderful opportunities, not only thank them, but tell them how impactful this has been as you're making decisions in your career. And Hannah's just a perfect example of somebody who has an attitude of gratitude.
Awesome.
Yes.
Makes me excited. Like I think kids need to jump in and just let's go. So I heard you say connect with you on LinkedIn. Where else? If students are like, okay, I need more information.
Yep.
This sounds great.
Yep.
Where should I go? How do I get information?
So it's Bright, just like the bright light, BRIGHTE. First name starts with an E, Bright E at northwood.edu. And then Elgie Bright. You can find me on LinkedIn. I love that that is a great social platform for business and professionalism, and those are two great places. But Brighty at northwood.edu, and I'll answer my emails. And LG Bright at LinkedIn, and I'll certainly engage with you and our wonderful circle of supporters. We're all just one big family.
And I can tell it's like I keep going, I want to go here. Except for I don't want any more degrees. I'm all done. But thank you so much. If you wanted to leave us though with one last thing, you want one thing that you want our listeners to remember, what's that one parting piece?
The one thing that I want people to understand is that we're big on relationships, and the relationship between automotive and student, the relationship between professor and student, and the relationship between that student and not only the industry, but Northwood University, that you become an ambassador. So if you remember the big R word, if you remember relationships, that is one thing that I would like to leave them with, Amy.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Elgie. And for you guys to find more information on the school, remember miprepschool.org or visit us on social media, Facebook, X, LinkedIn. I'm missing some here to Instagram and YouTube, and we will see you all next time.
Reimagining Education is brought to you by Michigan International Prep School, a tuition-free K-12 online school. If you'd like to learn more about us and what we do, you can visit our website at miprepschool.org. That's miprepschool.org. Thanks so much for listening to this podcast, and we'll talk to you soon.